Hi there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com, just doing one more match with the updated list, see if it actually works a little bit better. Yes, we'd like to play first. Let's hope for that Generator Servant Colonial Hydra. We have neither. I have a way to cast the Dreadbore. We need to draw into a green source for the Satyr Hedonist. I think this is a keyword hand just because green source is the most likely one that we actually draw into, and we actually do have action with the Dreadbore. We have action with subsequent Underworld Cerberuses if we can draw into that ramp. And, I mean, we still do have a chance to get that turn 3 Underworld Cerberus. So maybe not the greatest keep ever, but it's a hand that can definitely metastasize into something really powerful. So let's see what we're up against. A black deck, which does not have a Thoughtseize in it quite yet. And we get the Stomping Grounds. Let's hope for the best here. We are going to go for it. It is going to be a Satyr Hedonist. And I think Xenagos is actually the most powerful card because Underworld Cerberus does not give us much against a deck that can actually just kill it with the Hero's Downfall. But now so it's going to be a white-black deck. It's going to be a Devour Flesh. We have to sacrifice a creature. That's fine, I guess. We have the Dreadbore up. Oh, look, there's a Colonial Hydra. We'll put this into play tapped, and now we just need to draw a runner for land. So we can kill anything he puts out here. See if he's a main board Lightbane Zombie. Oh, look at this. Main board Lightbane Zombie is going to grab Xenagos, I'm sure. So, yeah, pretty unlucky there that we drew into. I guess we had a target before then, though. He could take the Xenagos. But he's going to take the Colonial Hydra. Actually, I think the Colonial Hydra is a lot worse than Xenagos at this point. I'm going to actually Dreadbore this off. I think it's the only target that I will be able to Dreadbore off. So his Lightbane Zombie gets to 2 for 1 me. And we missed our land drop. So we're quite a ways off from actually... Yeah, if he puts out like a Desecration Demon now... Oh yeah, they are running Desecration Demons these days. Well, we'll Generator Servant here and it'll probably die. And we can't kill it with a Shadowmoor Demon, but we can Underworld Cerberus. And that... Yeah, I don't think that we're going to be able to come back from this. I'm not going to sacrifice a creature. What in the... Yeah, this Cleanse is ridiculous. It's not going to let me undo. No, okay, there we go. No, we don't want to sacrifice a creature. No. Okay. So, I mean, again, he probably has a lot of removal. They run a obscene amount of removal in the Orzhov control list. Or Orzhov Devotion, I guess is what this is. You know, he's going to be running Blood Baron Viscopa. He's going to be running Obsidian, Ghost Council. Still, though, it's not that terrible of a matchup. I mean, main board Lightbane Zombies, I'll probably... he gets another one for Xenagos. But we'll take a Cerberus. We'll get a Cerberus out next turn with the Generator Servant. And we'll try to race him. We'll do our best to race him. So taking 6. We get a Dreadbore for it, though. This is actually interesting. We could Dreadbore off the Desecration Demon, but we can actually do that the following turn. And I'm thinking that putting damage on him is the way to go. Get in there for 6. Put him down to a 14. Problem is, he gets back a Lightbane Zombie now if he kills it. We get a Generator Servant and a Satyr Hoplite. No, we'd not like to sacrifice a creature. He's going to get in for 9 here. Got 5 cards still in hand. And if you got like a Thoughtseize or a Blood Baron, it's going to be tough for me to come back. Obsidian is probably just going to be game, as I'm now going to go down to 2, as he does exile it. We get nothing here. We could have actually dealt with anything but an Obsidian. Well, Blood Baron would have been tough too. So we can see this game going to the next. And again, it's going to be, I think cards like Rakdos Return are very powerful versus this. So is Domri. So is Soul of Innistrad. We're going to take out the Shadowmoor Demon because the main thing we want to kill is going to be a demon. Ogre Battle Driver, I think, is going to be very unimpactful against this deck. And we might just, if he's going to run Lightbane Zombies, maybe we just won't even give him a target for it and make it kind of a weak card. So I'm going to take out, we're going to leave in Xenagos. I think Xenagos is fine. Burning Emissaries will all come out before, so we'll say that Hedonists. I think Life Legacy is great. Court of Calling is decent, as I think we'll keep in a 1 of Court of Calling. Reclamation Sage is unnecessary. Courser Crewfix is going to come in. I think Courser's fine. No, Courser I'm going to keep out. I don't know if it actually does enough. So maybe just one more Court of Calling in here over the Courser Crewfix. And I'm going to submit this and see how well it goes for me. And we're going to keep it in hopes that we have Temple of Malice that actually can find us something. We have a Dreadbore to deal with whatever he puts out. He keeps his hand. We're going to Temple. And I'm going to put that on top, bottom. We don't need it at this point. It can go on bottom. Zertod Druid can come out next turn. Generator Servant can actually come out next turn, but I think that the Zertod Druid's... well, he's going to take the Generator Servant here. He's going to take the Dreadbore, I'm sure. Takes Generator Servant. All right. Not bad. And I got a Domri. That's going to actually cause some havoc. Alrighty, so he has no play here. We can actually Domri and still Temple. Taking a damage here from the Zertod Druid. Here comes Domri. We will +1 Domri. I should have scryed first. That was terrible of me. But we get it anyway. And Temple of Malice here. At this point, a Burning Emissary is not necessary. We'll put it on bottom. We want to find a more relevant threat. He can Lifebane Zombie here and take a Sylvan Caryatid, but I'm not too worried about a Sylvan Caryatid. Vanishing Light on the Domri. It's okay. It already got a card. So he's got 5 cards in hand, and I can actually generate enough to kill. Yeah, we're going to give it one more turn to do a huge Rakdos' Return. So we can actually put this into play tapped. We can put out a Satyr Hedonist. And we can put out Sylvan Caryatid. All right, so next turn we have a huge Rakdos' Return that is going to empty his hand unless he has another Thoughtseize. I hope he Desecration Demons. No Desecration Demon because it has to scry. But, again, we're going to get 5 cards out of his hand. Most likely. Lifebane Zombie is going to find nothing. And we can actually Dreadbore that if we need to. Rakdos' Return is going to be a blowout. All right, so here we go with the Rakdos' Return. 4/4. Let's get rid of your hand there. Mutavault, Whip, Banishing Light, Swamp. Ugh, he didn't even have that great of a hand, so we're going to get in here for the Satyr Hedonist. And I think he has to block at this point. So, barring any ridiculous top decks, we should win this. So, Reclamation Sage is absolutely going to come in if he's going to bring in Banishing Lights. He's tacking in. I guess his only line of play is to try to Grey Merchant here. I'm not going to Dreadbore that. It is not necessary. We'll get in again with the Satyr Hedonist. I'm going to keep this Overgrown Tomb in my hand so he knows that, well... Okay, he's going to actually block with a Mutavault. That's interesting. Which I don't know. That puts him back so far. Like his only out is to really cast into that Desecration Demon. So I'll just activate that right now so don't forget. And we'll just put it in the Overgrown Tomb. I'm going to use this just so he can't draw into a Thoughtseize and get it out of my hand. We'll get rid of it. Now he's got to play Runner. He's on a 6-turn clock with the Druid. Devour Flesh, we kill the Sylvan Caryatid. That's fine. And he's out of cards. Drawn into a lot of lands. Our top decks have been terrible, but we'll get to scry this away. Yeah, we'll put that on bottom. And we are getting closer and closer to an actual threat. Again, he's just a top deck away from a Obsidot and a land to really just be back in this game. I mean, we need a way to close him out, and that's absolutely the way to close him out, is a Soul of Innistrad. Card is incredibly powerful if it sticks. It gets back everything from my graveyard. I'm hoping that this card sees play. It's so powerful. I've already picked up my 4 copies here on MTGO for a ticket apiece. As getting back 3 cards, is it 3 for 5 mana? That is not bad. And a 6/6 Death Toucher. I mean, the Death Touch is kind of awkward on a 6/6er. 6/6 can basically take anything without Death Touch, but sometimes there's actually, if you have a way to give this guy trample, it's kind of cool. But again, this ability is insane if you get it to stick. As we would have got back, you know, a lot of stuff out of our graveyard there. All right, Ogre Battle Driver actually seems pretty good in this deck. I'm going to put it back in. Colonial Hydras seem bad. Reclamation Sages seem very good, actually. Scavenging Goose can actually take care of the Whip combo, now that we know that he's running Whip. So, let's see here. Master Cruelty seems pretty good still. Xenagos seems good. Court of Calling is still good. But I'm going to take the Court of Callings out. And Flesh Blood. Yeah, Flesh Blood's still fine. I'm just going to take out a one Burning Tree Emissary, maybe. I think Burning Tree Emissaries aren't even that good. Well, because he's got Bile Blights. Actually, Burning Tree Emissaries seem really good, too. I know he's running a lot of Devour Fleshes. Life's Legacy, of course, is still good. I'm going to just take out one of Satyr Hedonist and call it good. Alrighty, this is a very powerful hand. We got Rakdos Return to Domri. This is everything that we want to see against a mono black. He has to mulligan. We will absolutely keep this. I can't really think of a better hand except for even like a Generator Servant is something I want against a deck that is very hostile towards a Generator Servant. So Caves, no first turn Thoughtseize too, so we're really going to be able to hopefully get out a... Temple is perfect too. You can't go wrong with the Temple being able to scry. At this point, we'll scry away a land, keep everything else, unless it's like a Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary is actually not too bad too because it gives us a little bit of a padding against Devour Flesh. So... This is gonna. I'm very hopeful for this hand, and it is a Burning Tree Emissary. So, yeah, I think it's fine because it provides some aggression. With it, the Sylvan Caryatid gives us a free card, makes him react to it. Yep, maybe I should have scried that away. We'll see. Yeah, definitely gives us that. He can't Devour Flesh the Sylvan Caryatid now, which is actually pretty relevant, as we want to be Rakdos returning him. So here it comes. Yeah, so perfect. It worked out exactly what I prophesied. That's a word. So next turn we have a Domri. The following turn after that, I will be Rakdos returning for an insane amount. Another Caryatid. We actually go for a larger Rakdos' return. Which, see, next turn we'll have... See, that'll be 5, and he plays a card. I think it won't matter. I think no matter what, he'll be down to cards for us to Rakdos return away. So we can just put this Stomping Ground and play tapped. Save some life that way. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that was a bad move because he can actually attack into Domri with the Mutavault. But that'll actually make him use his mana, so I don't know. I think that's 6s. I think either way would have been fine. We get a Reclamation Sage, which now gives him a target for the Lifebane Zombie, if he has one. And I do have to worry about a Desecration Demon coming out here. Looks like it's just a Lifebane Zombie. It's going to get the Reclamation Sage, but we're going to be able to Rakdos return off the rest of his cards, and he's going to see that his cards are gone. No, all but one card because he did not have a land there, so I guess Sylvan Caryatid would have been the right play. Or I can just actually just Underworld Cerberus and fight Lifebane Zombie on Underworld Cerberus. That might actually be a better line of play. Yeah, we're going to Underworld Cerberus and fightseize. And again, without a Thoughtseize, he'll have to use his mana for Thoughtseize. He gets back, if he kills the Underworld Cerberus, he gets back a Lifebane Zombie, which I'm not too happy about, but we have a Domri out, he's got to Banishing Light one of these. Lifebane Zombie hits a Caryatid. It does hit. But Rakdos Return is going to hurt next turn. It is going to get rid of everything. And then he's also going to be taking an insane amount of damage from the Cerberus. He does have a land, though. That was... Ooh, a Xenagos. Xenagos for 12? This is not bad. Make him attack into the Domri or kill off the Lifebane Zombie for a card on top. Anyway, I think the right play no matter what I do. Jeez, might even just... Resolving a Xenagos is huge. I think I might fight the Lifebane Zombie on the... Nah, we're going to make him... We're going to go for the look. I'm not too worried about a Lifebane Zombie. And he gets a Zertod Druid. I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine with life at this point. It's just going to be Xenagos. I'm going to go for the Xenagos kill here. So Underworld Cerberus is now going to be a 12-12 that cannot be blocked. And he's on a one-turn clock. So now this puts him in a very bad position because he's either going to be going for the Rakdos Return in my hand or he's going to be going for the Underworld Cerberus, and either way he dies. So I mean, the right line of play is he's going to attack and Domri kill it. And then, is that 5? That is exactly 5. No, it's only 4. I only have 4 damage with Rakdos Return. But I have a Xenagos. So, and Xenagos will actually work with the Burning Emissary that I get back if he kills the Underworld Cerberus. Unless he Banishing Lights the Underworld Cerberus. Yep. Well, he's still in this. Sylvan Caryatid, that won't do it, but actually, will the Zertod Druid hitting for 2 and then... This gives it haste at least. And 1 extra damage. And a card out. I think that's actually better. Going Zertod Druid. And he's still 1 off, though, even if we give Zertod Druid haste. That does 2, and then we cannot... So I am gonna get all his cards out of his hand. And he's down to a 1. So he's got to top deck into the perfect solution, which gets Drown in Sorrow, and Bile Blight, which are very poor cards versus us. And now he's got to top deck into really an Obsidian here. No, he can't even cast an Obsidian, so it's over. So, yep, there we go. So, liking the way the new deck runs. I mean, not much difference to it, but as you see, it can actually take care of Orzhov quite handily. Pretty 50-50 versus Mono Black or Orzhov, I'd say. It'd be definitely some more testing to see. Generator Servant's a little bit weak versus it, as it can take care of it. But again, at that point, though, maybe I want to dedicate some more stuff in the sideboard. We're taking out the Satyr Hedonist and Generated Servant and leaving them with a bunch of stuff that doesn't interact, like the Drowned in Sorrows, Don't Kill Sylvan Caratids, and Bioblights do not as well. And you could just go over the top with them with Underworld Cerberuses and maybe some other cards that can't be affected by Lifebane Zombie. Green decks are going to become a lot more powerful post-rotation without Lifebane Zombie and Tidebinder Mage. I think those are the two cards that are keeping down the green decks. And so I think the way to actually beat the green decks coming forward is either play green like we're doing or go over the top of them with like cards like Underworld Cerberus. And again, green, a lot of these green decks, if they become the go-to decks, aren't going to be able to interact with you as far as killing off your creatures. I mean, they do have citizen tactics and other ways to fight, but a lot of times if you could just go, again, generate Servant without a way to deal with it is a 6/6 Underworld Cerberus, or whether else Shenanigans comes out in the next set. So definitely looking forward to the next set, looking forward to cards like Lifebane Zombie rotating and making green more viable, which opens up a lot of new decks to the format. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.